It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show, your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. Thank you for joining us for our 38th season, America's longest running weekly motorsports program held in front of a live audience. Tell your friends they still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey gang, how are you? Good to see you. We're under the big top again at Lynch's. It's going to be a lot of fun. Join us if you will. A lot of cool looking race cars right on the curb lane here. We're at Highway 100 in Lincoln. We're back at Danny Lynch's. Joey and Jim Lynch are great hosts. The grilling burgers, they're making pizzas, serving up cold ones. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We have a lot to cover tonight. Great giveaways after the show too, so you need to be here to win those. So come on down and join the racing crowd. And this Interstate Batteries NASCAR replica helmet is going home tonight with someone here in the audience. Yeah, big news today. Interstate Batteries will continue with Joe Gibbs Racing, but Kyle Busch will not. We'll have more of that on our Interstate Batteries over Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR report. He made his announcement today of where he's heading next year. We have with us a driver who is second in the IRA Lightning's touring, third in the touring points, but actually finished second this year at Wilmot Raceway. In the IRA Lightning Sprints, Mark Heinert is here with his race car. Thank you, Mark, for bringing your car down with your dad. The Twin Bills, Team Diamond drivers, Bill Tandetsky and Bill Preetzel are here. We'll chat about their season and the huge Midwest Championship Showdown, not this weekend, but next weekend at Dells Raceway Park. We're talking Badger Kart Club racing and a special enduro event, the Dairyland Enduro, that happens this Saturday at Millwright Raceway in Dousman. With Joe Palmisano with Son Lewis and co-driver Bobby Krug. Krug is actually in his setup right now. He's actually doing some laps, getting ready for the big enduro at Dousman. Dean Strom is here with the latest in short track racing. Pat Haney joins us in a little bit. He's helping organize the Hills Corner Speedway reunion this Sunday at the New Berlin VFW post on Beloit Road. We'll tell you more about that here in a few minutes. And we'll kick things off with NASCAR news and what went down today and at Kansas Speedway, where I spent the weekend in the PA booth getting rain done. Should be a lot of fun. I want to thank Colin Zaleski and his dad, Roddy, for bringing their Dirt Car National. They finished third in points. They're sponsored by Danny Lynch's. Their car's right out front. Third in points at Beaver Dam. They're racing this weekend at Seymour Speedway. Also, there's a couple of junior dragsters. Thanks to the Schaefer sisters for bringing their junior dragsters down. Dad helped drop them off here at the curb. We also want to thank Bill Tandetsky and Bill Preetzel for bringing their pavement modifieds as well. Looking really sharp out there, guys. Thanks for bringing it and dressing up the curb lane just real nice. Tonight, we're also thinking of a friend of Lynch's. He's been a longtime West Dallas resident. He's a longtime drag racer. Got Lakes Dragway. He was an R&D maestro and self-taught engineer at Excalibur. Sam McHugh had just passed away on August 27th. He was just placed on a Great Lakes Dragway Hall of Fame. So Lynch's, no doubt, is where the racers hang out here in West Dallas. We're thinking about Sam McHugh and his family as a racer and a friend of Lynch's has passed on. So we're thinking about him tonight as well. We are having fun. As I mentioned, I can smell the burgers. I see the chip bags. It's all part of a combination of fun. Plenty of ice cold drinks to choose from. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We're hanging out outside at Danny Lynch's at the corner of 20. The address is 2300. I should probably give you that. I give you corners. I give you where, my locators are where the custard joints are and the gas stations in town, okay? So we're three houses north of Oscars on Highway 100 at Lincoln at 2300 South 108th Street, corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 at Danny Lynch's. Hanging out outside. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help you with your spring cleaning. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Dallas, Waukesha, and Milwaukee, right next to Miller Park. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Hey, we're back already. Wow, that was fast. Hope you enjoyed those commercials. Those people make this show happen for 38 years and counting. Thank you to Central Services. Thank you to Oak Creek Automotive, Badger Kart Club, Allied Resource Recovery. We're at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100 in West Dallas. The Twin Bills are here. Bill Tandetsky and his entire crew. Bill Preetzel and his entire crew, his wife Jan, and more friends. It's great to have you guys here tonight once again. Thank you for being part of our show. Hey, it's time for the Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR Report. Interstate is a founding sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate batteries are number one when it comes to replacement batteries in North America. And Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin has a battery for every one of your needs. Visit interstatebatteries.com and find a dealer near you. And Greg Koltek dropped off this helmet. We're giving it away to someone here at Lynch's tonight. Because at 10 a.m. Central Time, Kyle Busch held a press conference at the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte. I watched it live on NASCAR.com. Looked nice and fancy. They had the table. They had the backdrop covered up, all that stuff. He thanked Toyota at first, then the Mars family, the woman M&M's, Norm Mills. That starting in 2023, he's going to be racing the number 8 Chevrolet for Richard Childress Racing. Richard Childress was there. He said RCR will expand to 3 teams next year. All will have charters. Kyle will be in the number 8 with the existing team and crew chief. Tyler Reddick is under contract for 1 more year, and he's already announced days after winning his first Cup race, if you remember, at Road America in July. He's headed to 2311 Racing in 2024. So, that leaves the question, will he stay? Kyle's in the 8, we know that much. Kyle Busch has also said he's still working on his Kyle Busch Motorsports intent to race Chevys in the Truck Series. Remember, he's the Toyota feeder system in the Toyota Truck program. So, Dean, that's a big swing. If Toyota doesn't have a ladder builder, they have to find another ladder for all those young drivers.
And it's an interesting development for the Chevrolet drivers that are in the pipeline. It perhaps gives them another step or another venue where they could go for the next chapter of their careers.
Thoughts of Dean Strom, who's going to be the voice of almost every racetrack that NASCAR owns in the next couple of weeks. I'm actually off the
one.
Off the road to Kansas. Yeah, the last one. I'm at that one. Sorry. But it's a lot of fun. We can talk about NASCAR all day and night, but we do want to tell you that there's a lot going on. We got you covered here on the Racing Roundup program. When it comes to Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin, they said, hey, we want to give away this helmet. It's number 18. I don't think the number's going to change. I don't think Interstate Batteries is going anywhere, but the name Kyle Busch across the visor, that's going to change next year. So thank you, Greg, for dropping off this helmet. We're going to give this one away. Going to change next year. So thank you, Greg, for dropping off this helmet. We're going to give this one away tonight after the show, so stick around, be ready to be able to win that.
And
yes.
Jim, this is a big deal. This announcement by Kyle Busch is a big deal. I mean, here you have a 2-time champion. I don't know that we've had a silly season or an off-season announcement this big since perhaps Dale Jr. going over to Hendrick Motorsports. I mean, it's a big, big deal. And Kyle Busch kind of compared it to the NFL and Tom Brady going from New England to the Buccaneers. That worked out okay for Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. He compared it to Peyton Manning going from Indianapolis to Denver. That worked out okay for Peyton Manning and for the Broncos, brought him a championship. So we'll obviously have to see what happens next year. But this is a big deal.
Yeah, here's a statement from our friends at Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. They gave it to me this morning right after the announcement was made. Kyle has been a pivotal part of Team Interstate Batteries Motorsports. We're thankful for all his accomplishments and contributions to the sport and our brand. And we reflect on what Kyle has accomplished to date. It's incredible, and it's without any doubt that someday he will be celebrating his Hall of Fame induction that in large part will be due to the support early in his career by Interstate Batteries, as Kyle mentioned today during his press conference. We wish Kyle, Samantha, their son Brexton, and daughter Lennox the very best. And now let's watch Kyle win another championship for Team Interstate this season. Two-time Cup champ, Kyle Busch, moving on next year. They both said, Childress and Kyle, with our teams this year, we're still intent on winning the championship as they're both in playoff contention. So this past weekend, speaking of NASCAR, I was there all weekend to watch some really, really good racing. It's the raciest mile-and-a-half track. I'm telling you, Kansas is amazing. Can run top, can run bottom, stay off the wall, or you're going to pay the price. And a lot of guys danced right next to it the entire weekend. I was there all weekend. The 200-lap truck race kicked things off on Friday night. It was a playoffs cutoff race for two drivers. Matt Crafton, just his second race with Shane Wilson as his crew chief. Shane used to work with Brendan Gaughan and a lot of other drivers. He's with him just for a couple races. They didn't have it. They just did not perform. Ty Majeski started on the front row. He's in the playoffs because he finished 8th, but he had a really good run going, and those stage points meant everything. Carson Hocevar, so Crafton didn't have the first round of playoffs cut off. The other driver, Carson Hocevar, who was on the edge of saying, I got to win to get in this thing, he was in the playoffs, but just by a little bit. He was on the outside of looking into those 8 of the 10 spots, so he pitted at 57 laps to go at Kansas to try to go to the end on fuel. Luckily for him, all the other guys had to pit under green, so that gave him a little more cushion, a little more time. But as the race wound down, 15-second lead went to nothing as John Hunter Nemechek was coming with speed. John Hunter Nemechek won both the pole and both stages. He was on fire. He came through the field. Wouldn't you know, after they come to the white flag, John Hunter Nemechek dips below Carson Hocevar's truck. I saw Carson wiggle. He wiggled into turn 1, out of fuel. Down the backstretch, Hocevar still had something, but not nearly the speed that John Hunter Nemechek did. John Hunter went on to win the race. Another wiggle or two off of turn 4, and Hocevar finished second, coasting to the line and out of time and out of points. He missed the playoff cutoff by 3 points. If he won, he would have advanced, and that team was really close, so I gave him credit. I said, hey, fans got to give it up for this kid who did everything they could to move on, but Nemechek's Toyota was just that strong. It was really neat to see how things played out, and the fans responded well. It was a really good, well-attended weekend as well. Seymour Majeski, as I mentioned, qualified on the front row and finished 8th. Stratford's Derek Krause had a tire go down under green in the race and finished 21st. He was about running 10th or 8th, somewhere in there at the time. Saturday afternoon showers were on the mind all day Saturday, as Cup qualifying was midday, followed by the Xfinity Series race at Kansas. Tyler Reddick scored the Cup pole, and the Xfinity Series race started as the clouds built layers off the backstretch. Ty Gibbs dominated the race in the front row, but on a decisive restart before the rains came for the second time, Gibbs was stuck behind a car on the restart that had not pitted for tires. The top 3 cars stayed out on the restart. While Gibbs searched for an open lane, Noah Gregson shot through the middle of the other 2 cars that did not pit and led the field off of turn 2. The race ended after reaching the end of the second stage, with cars under pit road under tarps getting rained on lap 93. Boom, race called, official. Noah Gregson wins. Justin Allgaier is second. Ty Gibbs third. Franklin, Wisconsin, Sam Mayer finished 9th. We waited a few hours to see if the skies would open and we could race the Arc of Menard Series race Saturday night. It was supposed to go off around 5 or 6. That didn't happen, and it ran at 9 a.m. Sunday morning. Live on MAV TV, where I was in the booth with Krista Kelly in the MAV TV booth, and Dale Jr.'s spot. I got a picture of me next to Dale Jr.'s headset. Really, I'll show it to you if you want to see it. I was right there. As Sanchez finished second. Points contenders Daniel Dye, Roger Caruth were in the mix all day. It's getting down to it. We only got 3 more races left in the Arc of Menard Series. Dye finished 4th. Caruth was actually running 3rd, hunting down his teammate when he got in the wall. Bumped the wall in turn 1 with about 6 laps to go. Still running 3rd. Coming 3 to go. Goes through the line, pops the right front, bangs it off the wall this time. Sanchez went on to finish second. His teammate, Raja Caruth, 12th. He's now 38 points behind in 3rd place in the points. That's a lot of points to make up, considering how good Dye is on short tracks, and Sanchez is sitting pretty comfy there, too. 31 Arc of Menard Series cars are on the entry list for this coming Thursday at Bristol when they join the NASCAR National Series. I'll be there with the Arc of Menard Series at Bristol on FS1 this Thursday night. They'll race under the lights along with the Truck Series. Switch over to USA Network to catch Xfinity and Cup Series races on Friday and Saturday night at the Last Great Coliseum. On the line for the Cup Series, well, the Bristol race is the first cutoff. 4 of the 16 drivers in the playoffs are not moving on after Saturday night. And on Friday night, it's the final race of the regular season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series before they start their playoffs in Texas. Did I miss anything, Dean?
I don't think so.
All right. What do you think about? We should talk about short track racing.
Let's talk about some short track racing.
All right, let's do it. Last time we were here, it was Team Bonafide night. Just so you know, it was a lot of fun here at Lynch's. It's always fun at Lynch's, and once again, we have Bonafide on the mind. Why is that, Dean?
Once again, we're outside, and it's great weather.
It is.
Yeah, fantastic. Bonafide Security Solutions brings you the short track report. Camera and alarm systems for your home or business. Program card access, gun safes. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide, they protect what you value. Rain this past Saturday means more racing in 2 weeks at Dells Raceway Park, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's September 23rd, 24th, and 25th for the big Midwest Championship Showdown. Last Saturday's 5 division weekly season championship races will now take place on Friday, September 23rd, plus the 88-lap Weaver Auto Value Dave Rodiger Big 8 Series race, Modified Sportsman's Bandits, CWRA Late Models, UMA Pro Late Models Hobby Stocks. Then Sunday features the Carl Wegner 100 for the Tundra Super Late Models, 602 Outlaw Late Models, and INX Legends. You can find more info at DellsRacewayPark.com or look them up on Facebook. Nick Anvilink became the first repeat winner of the Jim Wildman Watson Dirt Late Model Race Saturday night at Wilmot Raceway on the Kenosha County Fairgrounds. Brad Miller of BMRE Electric Karts ran second. Last week's Showgas Jamie Zeiter matched his car number as he finished ninth. Mike Simons won the modified main over quote-unquote invaders, Chris Carlson and Steve Miller, topping the 38-car Wisconsin wingless field in their Traveling Series feature was Ryan Marshall over last week's show guest, Clayton Rossman. Chris Klemko of CK Contractors finished 8th. Oak Creek Automotive back Natalie Klemko 17th. And over 150 kids won new bicycles thanks to racers, fans, and sponsors of the Wilmot Raceway. This Sunday afternoon, Championship Sunday, they're going to try it again. Slinger Super Speedway. Grandstand admission, Jim.
How much?
Free.
Free
with a capital F.
Nice.
Yeah. Todd Thielen and the gang, there was the last time that they raced at Slinger was the Sunday of Labor Day weekend. That was the weekend where the fence got knocked down, the flag stand got knocked down. They couldn't restart the race, and there was a miscommunication between Todd and the front office. And when the fans were leaving, some of them thought their rain checks were good for next week. Some were told they weren't good for next week. So there was a miscommunication. Todd Thielen said, you know what? I'd rather have some goodwill and some good PR as opposed to charging people to get back in. So he's making adult admission, or I should say grandstand admission, absolutely free on Sunday afternoon. If you want to donate,
bring your money. Yeah, you can actually donate.
If you want to donate to the purse.
To the purse.
Goes to offset the driver's purse. But you don't have to. It's voluntary. Come on out Sunday afternoon. 100-lap Super Late Model season finale headlines a big race day. That includes Pro Late Models, Slinger Sixers, Super Bs, and more. Gates open at noon, racing at 2. Texas native Aaron Reitzel won the big Jerry Reichert Memorial Saturday at Cedar Lake Speedway in New Richmond. Bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints had 30 cars sign in. Danny Schlafer of Schlafer Auto Body, he was on the show last week, took the early lead, only to be passed by Aaron Reitzel. Ian Madsen raced up to finish second. The first IRA regular across the finish line was Jake Blackhurst in 5th. He extends his championship lead to 13 points, headed to Beaver Dam Raceway this Saturday night. IRA President Steve Sinclair will join us next week when we go back to Paulie's Pub. He'll chat up the big September 23rd, 24th championship-ending race nights at Dodge County and the Wisconsin Sprint Championships at the Plymouth Dirt Track a week from this Saturday. Superman Jonathan Davenport walked away from the field to win his 5th World 100 Dirt Late Model event at Eldora Speedway.
It's in the last 7 years, I'm reading. In the last 7 years.
5 out of the last 7 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I'd say that's all right.
Yeah. He was challenged by Chris Madden, but pulled away at the finish. Davenport has now won $1.7 million this season. Not
he
bad
won the
for
million,
Dirt
but
Late
still,
Model.
$700,000 in a given year is okay.
Yeah. Brandon Overton won Wednesday night's Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora. Remember, that was started when the cars and teams were there in June. They got about 16 laps in, I think. The rains came. They said, we'll finish this when you guys come back for the World 100. They did that. Brandon Overton wins. Kyle Larson raced 2 nights at Silver Dollar Speedway, Chico, California, as he and brother-in-law Brad Sweet have gone into promoting and rebuilding the Wing Sprint Car Gold Cup races there. Young Money finished second on Thursday, won on Friday night. before heading to Kansas for his NASCAR gig. Shark Racing's Jacob Allen, Logan Schuchart, they finished 1-2 in a near photo finish Saturday for the Gold Cup race. Cannon McIntosh, Buddy Kofoid, they each won headliners. USAC Midgets, they visited Sweet Springs, Missouri. And Badger Midgets.
Was it Sweet Springs Speedway?
It was what?
Sweet Springs Speedway? I was trying to say it fast and it didn't come out right.
Probably.
All right.
Badger Midgets, they have their 2022 season finale this weekend at Indiana Shady Hill Speedway. Kyle Stark, Zach Bowden, they will race for a championship in Badger Midgets. And it was announced by co-promoters Chuck Deary and Greg McCarns at the 53rd annual Oktoberfest race weekend at the La Crosse Fairgrounds Speedway, now offering $10,000 to win Sunday's ARCA Midwest Tour 200-lap season finale. 19 divisions, camping all weekend. We'll have tickets to give away on our last show. It's going to be at Paulie's, September 27th. But don't wait until then, Jim, because you can go online now, lacrossespeedway.com, get your tickets, October 6, 7, 8, and 9, Oktoberfest race weekend.
I watched a couple of those races, including the Chico Gold Cup on Flow Racing. I'd like to encourage you to join us and review our show, not only on our website, racingroundupshow.com. On Facebook Live, you can go back through our threads, and it's all there. But also, if you go to Flow, if you have a subscription to Flow Racing, click on Flow Racing, open it up, and scroll down where it says Shows. Boom, there we are.
Boom.
Mav TV on Flow Racing. We are there. Our shows are loaded each and every week. So if you have any time or effort, or you're hanging out waiting for the rain to stop like I was Saturday night, I really enjoyed watching a bunch of Flow Racing stuff, including Jonathan Davenport win the World 100 on Flow Racing. Okay, that's enough of that. You ready to talk some more racing?
Let's talk some more
We're going to localize it. We're going to localize it right now. We're going to talk about a racetrack. Let's see, we're on Highway 100 Lincoln now at Danny Lynch's. If you go down about 6 miles south of here, before the road takes a bend into the city of Franklin, right on the edge next to Heather Ford was Hill's Corner Speedway, now a Menards store. From 1948 to 2003, that was where we all grew up. A lot of us are sitting under this tent right now grew up there watching races and watching our heroes race and watching people compete that are still hanging out with us. We're going to talk to Bill Tandetsky and Bill Preetzel. They raced there. We have a big reunion this Saturday, thanks to Pat Haney mainly for this deal going down. Also, welcome into the show, the organizer of the Hills Corners Speedway reunion this Sunday in New Berlin, Pat Haney. Pat, welcome back to the show.
Thanks, Jim. Always a pleasure.
We know it's happening, but now it's happening on Sunday. Pat, what can you tell us? What are you anticipating going down at the VFW post on Beloit Road?
Yes, I'm glad you corrected yourself.
I did.
It is Sunday, yes.
Sunday. Did I say Saturday?
Yeah.
Sunday the
That's
18th.
all right.
Sunday, September 18th is when we're going to have that reunion.
You know, with Slinger's rainout deal, maybe Saturday would be a better day, but is what it is. Open for good weather. We've been very fortunate the last few years. And we're going to kick it off at 10 in the morning. It's totally free to the public. Anybody can show up. We're going to party till about 6 and expect a lot of race cars.
So if I have a race car, pedal car, I want to wipe down my 1991, Camaro, can I show that off?
Bring it.
What time do I need to be there by?
Anybody bringing a race car should be there by 9.
Okay.
No earlier than 8.
Oh, by the way, I do not have a 1991 Camaro, but if you did, you're welcome.
Are you going to let them start them up? I know you've done that in years past.
We don't have any sound system this year, so there's really no way to. But who knows? We might organize something.
Well, if you start one race car,
They all got to start, right?
when they sign in, say, dude, 11 o'clock, we're rolling. We're firing them up at 11, and then they got to tell them what time it is about every 20 minutes.
Expect some pretty cool things, some pretty cool cars. The Wally Jors championship car from 72 or 73, I'm not 100% sure, but his son owns that car now.
Wow.
He's bringing it.
That's cool. Any idea what it's painted up like?
Yeah, it's an exact replica. Well, yeah.
I love it.
It looks just like it did back then.
Very cool.
Bill Preetzel's bringing his wedge, probably the baddest car ever, to grace the third mile clay. I'm sorry, dirt oval.
Semi-paved, clay oval.
Yeah. And then I got a buddy from Janesville who's bringing the coolest 57 Chevy race car without a number you'll ever see. This thing's a tribute to his dad, who was a prisoner of war, and the thing's just beautiful.
Very cool.
So those are three of the highlights, and I don't really know everybody that's bringing something. It's kind of a surprise.
That's another highlight to me. I cannot attend on Sunday, but if you can, you want to be there. Bring your camera. Not only are the jackets going to be cool to see, the race cars that are there, you could bring your car. I mean, Colin Skinjalewski's Dirt Grand National, he's welcome to bring his current day car there. You don't have to have a car that raced at Hills Corners, right?
Exactly, yes.
So Colin's car could be there, and then all of a sudden you can walk by and you're like, is that Frank Smith sitting right there in that lawn chair? Is that Frank Smith? That's so cool. I mean, there's people there that you don't even know are coming. That's the neat thing about this.
You know, I encourage anybody with a race car to show up. How else do you promote yourself, you know? And there's people walking around. There's guys that used to race at Hills Corners that are racing all over the state, and a lot of people don't know that. You know, promote yourself.
There are a lot of racers that raced at Hills Corners Speedway, whether it be the year-end specials or maybe once or twice in a midget when the Badger Midgets ran there. Now they're racing something else. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
Come on down.
Exactly. We're going to have T-shirts and hoodies. Chris Carlson designed, and he's also bringing some other surprises that might tweak some people's interests.
Can he bring his modified? Because I really like how that thing looks. It stands goofy. It's great. It's got a nice gold roof on it. Reflecting back to his dad, Greg Carlson's wonderful years running that Mustang around the racetrack with the gold on top, purple on the bottom.
You should have seen him wheel that thing Saturday night with a busted right front shock.
Right front shock was busted.
Unbelievable. If it wasn't for the caution, he would have took the feature.
Wow.
But yeah, he should be there. We are also having a memorabilia show. Ralph Hibbert's kind of organizing that. I'm bringing my picture collection, so...
And so let's talk a little bit about your picture collection, Pat. Hang on. I'm sorry. I want to cut you off there because Pat's picture collection is the most extensive collection of pictures you could ever find in one place, especially when it comes to organized by car number, by division, by year. If you think your buddy ran a bonus heat once, he probably has a picture of that race car. If your cousin ran in somebody else's place because they were in a wedding or something on a Friday night or a Saturday night show or a sports race on a Thursday, Pat's got their picture too. That's a pretty extensive collection there, pal. It's going to be fun to have people peel through that again for the 25th time or maybe the first time this Sunday.
You know, up at the campground that we hang out at, I met a guy that raced at Hales Corners in 1972 and 73. And I introduced myself to him, and I even mentioned what color car he had and what number he had. And, you know, he was blown away by that.
Did he take like an hour to figure out how you knew that?
He couldn't believe it. But he says, I have no pictures. Well, he's got pictures now.
Yeah, cool. So that happens. So you mentioned Wally Jore's championship car. Wally Jore is one of the first full-time racers in short track racing in Wisconsin or maybe the upper Midwest. I don't know. That wasn't at a USAC level or whatever. You're saying his son is bringing his championship car in its full restoration mode. I'm looking forward to seeing that. That'd be really cool.
Unfortunately, that one don't start. It's got a blown engine, but I'm going to hook him up with my engine builder at the reunion. And
that's another thing to have fun with, right? Because classic cars, you always need some extra care, and you guys can network like crazy.
So it should be a great time. Hoping for good weather. I'm sure some of our slinger people will be there early, and you probably won't see them much afternoon, but that's okay.
So if you have a race car, a classic car, a show car, a motorcycle, bring it by 9 a.m. The address is 179 something West Beloit Road.
Yeah, you can't miss it. There's
it's on the north side of the road. 179th and Beloit Road in New Berlin. The VFW post.
Hey, I want to give a special thanks to Michelle K. Ullman, who runs that. She graciously gives me the whole deal, and she just loves having us. And you know, this wouldn't be possible without her and the help of other people like my wife, who does the T-shirts and the hoodies, and Scott Krieger, who helps a lot, and Ralph Hibbard, and everybody that shows up and brings a car. And it's been a very successful deal.
Ralph's got some cool stuff. Matter of fact, he gave us this car that I'm pointing to. It's the Matt Kenseth 124 scale car from 2004. It's autographed by Matt. That's how many cool things Greenfield Gallery Sales has just about laying around, or they might bring out some extra cool stuff, and you never know what Ralph is going to have.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Pat, thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. Michelle at the VFW Post also is a good friend of our friends at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment. They grew up together, so it's kind of cool to hear all those stories can tell. And come on in, share some memories, maybe bring some of your old pictures or old Midwest Racing News to Hales Corners Speedway reunion this Sunday, 179th and Beloit Road at the VFW Post, starting at 10 a.m., going until 6 or whenever you guys get kicked out. That sounds like it'd be a blast.
You bet.
Thanks, Pat.
Thank you.
Pat Haney joining us on the show. This portion of the show is brought to you by Matt Rapina, Coldwell Banker, Homestead Realty. Thank you, Pat. Listen to Buy with Confidence. Hire a realtor that has the knowledge and expertise to get your deal done. Not all realtors are the same. Choose Coldwell Banker, Homestead Realty, and listen with Matt Rapina. Knowledge is power. Hire knowledge. Visit mattrapina.com. mattrapina.com. When we come back, we'll tell you about the other prizes we're going to give away tonight. And we're going in the spotlight with the Anderson Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight with some kart racers at Badger Kart Club racing this coming Saturday in a big enduro race, the Dairyland Enduro at Millwright Raceway. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Delansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln in West Dallas.
Need a pack and move? Well, we do a lot of them. And we have all the proper materials to pack your belongings safe and sound so they arrive in the same condition as they went out in. Packing boxes, bubble wrap, mirror packs, lamp boxes, dish packs. We get the job done right. Packed and labeled properly so it all ends up in the right spot in your new place. This is Rick Vanderboom. Blue Mountain Express Moving and Storage will improve your move. BlueMountainExpress.com. We will improve your move. Statewide.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
And we're back on the Racing Roundup Show for 38 years and counting. We can't thank our sponsors and supporters enough for what we get to do each and every Tuesday night, all summer long, April through September. September's coming to a close. Our next 2 shows, the next 2 Tuesdays, are all we have left for our 38th season. They'll both be at Polly's Pub and Eatery. Tonight, we're at Danny Lynch's at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100. Thank you, everybody, for coming out tonight, hanging out under the tent. The burgers are growing. I see some pizzas coming out the door. Plenty of refreshments on this beautiful night. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Great giveaways after the show. Turn your recyclable metals into cash today with Allied Resource Recovery. They bring us this portion of our show. ARR has 3 locations at West Dallas Recycling at 80th and Burnham, Waukesha Recycling at 1001 Tesh Court, and you can cash in at National Salvage on South 44th Street across from where the Milwaukee Brewers play. Visit their website, AlliedResourceRecovery.com. As I mentioned, we have giveaways after the show, including bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup. From Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin, this replica Kyle Busch helmet's going home to a lucky fan tonight. In the attendance, in the crowd, the signed Matt Kenseth 124 scale die cast from Greenfield Gallery Sales on Facebook. Rowdy Energy Drink cans, thank you for, we had a couple of cases actually, so you can get plenty of those tonight. Rowdy Energy Drink from last week's guest, Gabe Summers, who hooked up Rowdy Energy Drink at Quick Trip stores, so you can get them there if you can't win them here tonight. Thank you for that involvement. We also have 2 Diamond Wheels hats and 2 Longacre tire pressure gauges from Diamond Bill Tandetsky. Thank you, Diamond Bill. We have Margay and Team Goggles racing T-shirts and a team hat from Louis Palmisano. It's right on the table, and it's just like the one on his noggin if you're watching our show on RacingRoundupShow.com. And if you want to win this NASCAR Adventure Force Crash Racers, you got to be here tonight or email us by 9 o'clock this evening, 9 o'clock Central. Crash Racers cool. Figure 8 track set, 2 cars. They crash on purpose. The body flies off. You put it back on. You go again. So that's what we have
cool.
for you. This is NASCAR Crash Racers. Thanks to Interstate Batteries of Southeast Wisconsin. NASCAR Adventure Force. Get yours tonight. You got to sign up here at the show. Tonight's the last night you can sign up, or you can email us at racingroundup@gmail.com, racingroundup@gmail.com. The subject line, NASCAR Racer. That's all you need to do is send in your email contest, email entrance, and we'll draw a name and let you know by email if you won. It's that easy. It's time for the Anderson Maple Syrup Racing Short Track Spotlight. They're proud sponsors and supporters of Wisconsin racers Dennis Prunty, Bill Bailog, and Jason Gross. Take it with you with Pure Fuel, maple energy on the go. You can try it in your coffee or tea or on ice cream. Anderson's Maple Syrup is delicious on everything. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup at your favorite grocer, andersonsmaplesyrup.com. Anderson's pure quality since 1928. In the spotlight tonight, we have a trio of racers. Joe Palmisano, his son Louis, known as Goggles, and co-driver Bobby Krug is racing in an Enduro this weekend with these guys on Saturday at Millwright Raceway in Dousman. Let's welcome in these Badger Kart Club racers. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Palmy, we've had you on, we've had your son on, but it seems like it's a half a life ago. Your kid is kicking tail with that Margay go-kart going across the country racing. This has to be fun for you and your family.
Yeah, we've definitely had a pretty good last few seasons, and with the help with Margay Racing, they've definitely helped us out a lot. And Louis likes racing those, and we've got a good deal going with them.
Louis, before we talk about this coming Saturday and all the stars you get to race with and that Dairyland Enduro, tell us what your season's been like. When did it start? How far have you traveled? And what kind of fun have you been having this year, Louis?
It's literally been ups and downs for the rest of the season. We had some top threes at least.
Nice. Where have you raced?
Badger, Gateway, which is Bobby's home track. Midstate, not TNT yet. We've been to Shawano.
Yeah, that was our first time up at Shawano, U.S. Air Motorsports. It's a really neat facility up there this year.
I remember when it opened, and then I remember it closed. And then I remember that they became an autocross track, and now I'm glad to hear karts are still racing on it.
Yeah, they just race one race a year there.
All right.
CK&A goes there and races. We struggled there when we were there this year. We didn't really have a lot of fun, but it is definitely really a neat facility, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gateway is inside the 1.25-mile oval. It is rimmed on both sides by what looks to be all forgiving Jersey barriers, right? Yeah, you can't do anything wrong there. Nothing happens.
Oh no, it's pretty nice. It's pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's cool.
If you go a little too hard, you're gonna bend something pretty good.
And they have permanent garages in there for those guys that want to have just their stuff right at the racetrack. I think that's really neat for the racers.
Oh yeah.
This coming Saturday, Badger Kart Club hosting at Millwright Raceway the Dairyland Enduro. Joe, how involved are you in this race?
We've got a team. Actually, last year, Louis and I sat and talked about drivers that we would want to have for a team. They had one last year, and I think they had 6 or 8 teams. And we picked up we talked to these drivers over the winter, and then I talked to Keith from Margay back in February, and I approached him and I asked him, hey, we're planning on doing this 8-hour enduro race. And,
8 hours. You heard it right.
Yeah,
8 hours.
8-hour enduro race next week, Saturday at Badger Kart Club.
One kart.
And I asked Keith if he would be involved with it, and he said absolutely. So we kept rolling with it and negotiated, actually talked to some of the drivers. Didn't really negotiate, but hey, we're going to run, and a lot of guys thought it was a cool idea, and we've raced, and we've got all the drivers. It's kind of neat on our team. The only driver from Wisconsin is Goggles here. So,
can we bring in the ringer now? One of the ringers you got?
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
sitting in his sim setup right now, waiting, just itching to go here on a video link. Bobby Krug, welcome to Wisconsin via the video link. You must be really excited. Are you doing laps right now at Dousman on your sim? What's going on there?
No, I'm not doing laps here over in Mount Olive, Illinois, but home track being Gateway Kartplex. But no, I'm super excited. Wisconsin is one of my favorite places that I travel to. I went up to Badger Kart Club, did a race with them, the Palmisanos last year, one of their club races. Got a taste of that track and all the fantastic people that you guys have up there. And I was just there not too long ago racing the big car, the Skip Barber Formula car at Road America. Picked up 2 victories for my Formula car season. So it was a good time I had last time in Wisconsin, and I'm looking to duplicate that again this weekend.
I saw your Facebook profile photo, deservedly so, holding one trophy in each hand, sweeping the weekend at Road America. When was that, and what class specifically, Bobby?
So that was in the Skip Barber Formula car. It's a FIA F4 certified car, carbon fiber chassis, Ford EcoBoost motor, 0 to 60 in 2 or 3 seconds, whatever it is, something way too fast for most people. But no, it was a really good time. I've been doing that. I had a partial season last year. This is my first full-time running it, first full season rather this year in the Skip Barber car, and we share the track with SRO, so the GT World Challenge and TC America, that series that was at Road America. And first time on track at Road America, qualified pole and ran away in the first race and had to battle a little bit harder in the second race, but 2 victories leaving there and sitting third in the points, 15 points back from the champion. So we got 2 more races left, but Road America after that weekend, definitely one of my favorite tracks that I've been to.
So you thought about, hey, I want to do some conditioning. I'm going to be in the cart for maybe a total of 4 hours. That should be enough conditioning over an 8-hour endurance race, right? Maybe not that much for you, but that's going to be fun, isn't it? This Saturday.
I'll have a blast. However much they decide, the team management wants to put me in the cart, I'll go out there as long as I can go. So really looking forward to it, though. This isn't my first rodeo with endurance racing. We had an annual karting race down here in St. Louis, a 500-lap race, so about 5 hours. And I remember 15 minutes before the last one took the green flag, general manager at the track, Keith Scharf, asked me if I would help another team out that was missing a teammate, so I ended up doing 2 stints for them, so I ran about half of that event. So I did 2.5 hours that day. So I'm sure whatever we end up doing when we get down to Badger, it'll be just fine. So.
Oh, yeah.
Hang out with Joe Palmisano, Bobby Krug on our video link, and Louis Palmisano. Louis, you're the designated team captain. Did you determine the order yet of who's racing when?
I really don't know yet. Probably I'll start.
All right.
Yeah, we're working on it this week. We've got some time to discuss it, but we've got 5 drivers on our team, and they're all pretty good, pretty stout team we have. So.
You had a whole year to recruit these guys. You must have promised them unlimited cheese curds or something.
Yeah, they're all a good group of guys, and I tell you, that's one thing about our karting family that we have. They're just super people, and it's just a lot of fun to deal with, to talk with them. You know, we were at Rock Island last weekend just hanging with everybody, and it just was a really, really good feeling, you know, there. So.
Okay, drop some names on us. Who else is going to take turns in that 8-hour Dairyland Enduro this Saturday at Millwright Raceway?
Well, our captain is Louis Goggles Palmisano. He's a multi-time feature winner at Badger Kart Club. He's got multiple track records there, and that's his home track. So he's going to be our captain for the team. We've got Isaac Wells from St. Louis, Missouri. He's a 2-time Gateway champion. He's won the 2020 Battle at the Brickyard Indianapolis Motor Speedway junior class. He won that race. Also in 2021, he won at the Dash at Daytona at Kart Week. He won both races on the big track and also on the sprint track. He'll be racing with us. We've got Brady Tyler. He's from Wilton, Iowa. He is a many-time champion at 61 Kartway in Delmar, Iowa. He's also leading the points in the Ignite Challenge Series. He's got multiple wins in the Ignite Challenge Series. That's a Margay regional series. They all run the same chassis, the Ignite chassis. And as a matter of fact, that's what we're going to be racing in the endurance race. We've got a brand new Margay. It's actually on display here, and we're going to race that kart. And a little plug here, it's actually for sale after the race.
Really?
So
all these famous guys are driving it, and you could buy it.
Yeah.
Unless Bobby wants to take it back to Illinois. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. I might take him up on that. We'll see how much he's asking for it, and if we survive all 8 hours, which we will, I have no doubts. But we got to see the Carfax before we click the purchase button.
There you go.
And also we've got Ashton Wheeler. He's from Donahue, Iowa. Also, he's a 3-time Rock Island champion. Actually, just won Rock Island a couple weeks ago in the medium senior class. And he's won championships at 61 Kartway also. So we've got some pretty good
You're just
drivers.
trimming off the top 1%ers all of a sudden, it seems like. How many other teams do you expect to be racing? And are they stacked like yours?
Well, I can't say who we have we're racing against. I know we'll be going against, I think, Team Briggs, I believe they're racing. We got a couple racers here, so I don't know exactly who we're racing against, but
we're probably racing against Nick Sobiak.
Probably Nick Sobiak. He's a good friend of ours. He'll be in in the Team Briggs. So, but yeah, I don't know how many teams we'll have. I believe 8 or maybe 10. I don't know exactly how many teams there'll be, but it's a neat program. It's an 8-hour enduro race, and there's no time limit on the drive, or no driver, like an hour or 20 minutes, whatever.
Minimums or maximums?
There's no time limit on that.
All right.
But if you come and pit, once you pit, you go over a scale, you have 5 minutes. The cart's got to sit in the pits for 5 minutes. So putting fuel in, adding weight, taking weight off, or whatever you need to do to make changes. You can stay in longer, but 5 minutes is the minimum time you can stay. You have to stay in your pit at the time.
So fuel is really the only limitation you have then. Can you change tires?
We have one set of tires.
Okay.
We're running Hoosier 70Bs.
70.
Those are the first time we've run those tires, but they're pretty similar to what we run on a weekly basis at Badger Kart Club, I believe so.
So Bobby forgets to know what the hand signals mean, and he stays on the track too long. It's still okay, right?
Yeah, we've got. We'll have a eraser board. We can't do any
paintballing or big long sticks. Nothing.
Yeah.
Hey, got you, Bobby. Come on in. Can't see out the windscreen. Come on in.
Yeah, we'll have like a eraser board down a straightaway, so we'll have something marked so the guys will see it. When the pit and stuff like that. We'll have it all set up pretty much. So.
And am I right here? Millwright Raceway is going to undergo some changing in this off season. Joe, you've been on the board there, and you've been spent a lot of time doing things behind the scenes to make sure it's fun and safe and really enjoyable to anyone who races there.
Correct. We're racing this Saturday is our endurance race. Sunday's a points race. Then our following weekend, the 25th, I believe, is our last points race of the year. And we are closing the track for the season at that time. First day of October, they're going to start breaking the track up, and they're going to repave the track.
We're going off-road dirt racing from now on. Is that what I hear? A couple of jumps?
No. No, it's actually going to get repaved after 20-some years.
It's already one of the premier karting tracks in the country. It's going to be great to see that process and progress with a brand new layer of ribbon of asphalt. That's going to be great.
Oh, yeah. It'll be really good. Really looking forward to it.
It might make the track faster.
Oh, yeah, it will.
Yeah, you got a couple track records, Lewis. You got to start working on as soon as the track opens in April or whatever it is.
Yep, in April, yep. We'll be ready for it.
All right, what team sponsors do you guys want to highlight and thank here?
Well, probably our big team on our race team we have is, of course, Diamond Jim Motor Cars, Streeter Super Stands. They've been back behind us 100%. Margie's Cakes, Bobby's Goldens, and Margay Racing, and Faster Motors does our motor work. For the enduro kart, it's all Margay. It's
instead of the engine.
Well, Faster Motors does the engine, but Margay supplying the chassis, and they're 100% behind us.
Lewis, what's your team huddle speech? What's it going to be? Right before you get down the field to play your first big home game here. It's a big endurance race with all these stars coming to play with you. What's your speech going to be like as the team captain?
Probably just have fun mostly.
I think that's pretty easy to accomplish there, Bobby. Low pressure, low requirements, but high fun.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was
going to say that'll be easy to check the box on that for sure. I am totally. This is one of the most excited I've ever been for an event this year, and with my extensive schedule doing some karting stuff and the Formula Car stuff, this one is going to be really fun.
Bobby Kruk, thank you for joining us on the program. How about I say for Joe Palmisano, Louis Palmisano, they're racing this Saturday. BadgerKartClub.com is the website. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that's it.
All right, great seeing you guys again.
Good seeing you,
Thanks
too.
for coming back on the show and bringing on T-shirts and hats. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Goggles in the house, goggles wearables. You could win them tonight if you come to the show. We're live at Lynch's, the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln. We're hanging out. Beautiful race cars, race carts are sitting right out here in front. We're going to talk to as many racers as we can still to come on this show. Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For over 30 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emissions testing plus minor to major repair, from oil changes to engine and transmission replacement. Call Oak Creek Automotive, 414-761-3250. They're open for your convenience Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. till 9 p.m., and Friday, 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th Street and Drexel to the pros at Oak Creek Automotive.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln and West Dallas.
D&H Sales and Service is Sheboygan County's largest steel and outdoor power equipment dealer. Since 2003, owner Brad Dahmer and D&H Sales and Service strives to offer you the best brands with leading manufacturers such as Aaron's, Gravely, Ferris, Simplicity, Snapper, Steel, Wright, and Toro. Each brand is backed by a stocked parts department and the highest level of customer service. All of our inventory is online at SheboyganPowerCenter.com, and when you buy from D&H, you will be shown how to safely operate your ready-to-use equipment. We have over 80 feet of steel display, and we have over 75 pieces of steel equipment in stock. D&H is Sheboygan County's only Brakes and Stratton Diamond dealer with a master service technician and factory-trained service department. D&H Sales and Service is conveniently located off of I-43 in Sheboygan and is an authorized service and warranty center for most brands on the market. We'll service almost any brand of small engine equipment. Call us for details at 920-458-1865. D&H Sales and Service also offers pickup and delivery to Sheboygan, Manitowoc, and Ozaukee counties. Search D&H Sales and Service on Facebook or log on to SheboyganPowerCenter.com today.
Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. That D&H Sales commercial makes me think I need to tell you about what we're doing this Friday. Hello. Oh, that's one of West Dallas's finest, heading south on Highway 100. We are right on the corner of Lincoln and Avenue and Highway 100 in West Dallas at Danny Lynch's under the tent with all the bands playing. The tent's coming down soon, but the fun never stops here at Lynch's. We've got a lot of great things going on inside. Really cool racing stuff hanging on the walls. Great racers are supporting or have their cars out front here as well tonight. Want to welcome you this Friday. We are live at Road America. Thanks to D&H Sales and Service and Lamers Driving Experience for Charity. It happens next Wednesday, September 21st at Road America. The Drive for Charity does. You go to our website or go to Lamers Racing on Facebook, find that information out and race. Actually, a lot of the expenses are covered. Your donation will get you on the track in one of 4 classes. It's a lot of fun. D&H Sales and Services, Sheboygan's Power Center. They're bringing us the show. We're doing the show in their pit stall. Brad Dahmer is racing GT1 this weekend at Road America for the Vintage Weekend, the Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend. Brad Dahmer's garage is in turn 14. So if you're hanging out with us on the show, whether you're watching it or you can head to Road America on Friday, come out and join us at the end of day. There's an Enduro on Friday afternoon. As soon as that ends, about 6 o'clock or so, we're going live with a show at Road America, another D'Angelo's Construction Road Show, brought to you by D&H Sales and Lamers Driving Experience for Charity. So join us on this Friday, live here on this here stream or on our website or maybe in person. Bring a lawn chair, have some fun. Talk to a bunch of vintage racers. We'll do that this coming Friday, a special D'Angelo's Construction Road Show. We're making the trip here to Lynch's as another D'Angelo's Construction Road Show. We've got a couple racers who brought their race cars and their family and friends with them. Let's welcome in the Twin Bills, Bill Tandetsky and Bill Preetzel. Guys, thanks for coming to the show.
Thanks for having us, Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Good to have you back on, and thanks for bringing the equipment. It looks pretty snazzy for this late in the season, Bill. I'm guessing it's been a good year.
Yeah, it's been a good year. We haven't raced a whole lot. You know, we've had
why.
They changed the name of Saturday to Saturating.
Lots of rainouts, especially at Dell's Raceway Park, where you guys get to race a bunch with these asphalt modifieds, UMA sanctioned. There's another big race coming up in a couple weeks' time. Dean Strom mentioned it in our Bonafide Security Solutions short track report. The Midwest Championship Showdown is coming up on September 23, 24, 25. You were supposed to race last Saturday.
Correct.
That got washed out. Now you're racing that Friday.
Correct.
How's that going to shape up for you, Bill? And Bill, let's go with you, Tanzetsky. We'll start with you first.
Well, we were scheduled to race this last Saturday, but we got rained out. And Friday night would have been what we affectionately call the loser night. If you didn't win a feature, you get to race Friday night. But now that'll be a regular. That's our championship point night for the season. So everyone will race Friday night, and then Saturday night is the showdown, and then Sunday is the 602 late model car and the supers.
And Bill Prietzel, what will be your role that weekend at the Dells? Well, how many race cars are you going to run?
We'll run the modified Friday and Saturday, and I'll run the 602 car on Sunday.
All right. And that car looks great. Billy Hoppin was here. He walked his dog over. Doesn't live that far from Lynch's.
Nope.
He said he painted the car on his kitchen table. I said, how'd it fit? He said, well, I just had the panels. I'm like, oh, that's how you do it.
Yeah, if you took it from my shop one piece at a time, kind of like Johnny Cash song, you know.
But how much fun is it racing that modified, Bill? You get to race against your buddy here. You guys are teammates. You do a lot of work on the cars. But just in general, man, that class is really taken off, isn't it?
The class is a lot of fun. It's not a real expensive situation. Almost, and I say almost all the cars are probably at least 10 years old.
Okay.
I've got a brand new car this year, so I obviously have one of the newest cars. It's brand new this year. But, you know, it's a more of a gentlemanly old man's group so far. and we've got some youngsters that are very good and upcoming, but there's quite a few of us graybeards running.
And give yourself some credit, Mr. Tandetsky. You're involved in sponsoring the series. You're in sponsoring the cars. You have race nights that you are involved in. But it's been a passion for you. Pavement modified racing has been part of what you have been able to do, and now you're back doing it again with a lot of support and a lot of work putting forth.
Well, it helps us old guys because, you know, Bill and I both ran dirt, and I can't take the pounding anymore on running dirt, even though I do love running dirt. So we switched to the pavement cars about 2002. I ran both a dirt car and a pavement car. Then we basically, once Hales closed and the transition went to really, there are many late models now. You have to have a tire guy. You need so much work to maintain a dirt modified. It just became really prohibitive for us to do it on a funsy kind of onesie twosie deal. So we switched it to a pavement car. In fact, the pavement car that I'm driving right now was my old dirt car. That was the last dirt car that I had, and Bill made it into a really, really fast pavement car, and then he relinquished it to me, so thank you.
But Team Diamond, it starts with Diamond Bill getting his choice. You gave him a new car.
No, that's not mine. Tim Bell actually owns Bill's pavement car. I own the 602 late model that Bill drives, and Tim Bell owns the green 5 car. That's Tim's car. So
Gotcha. Tim and I had a couple of beers with our friend Dean Strom after Wilmot Raceway rained out a couple Saturdays ago. That's a lot of fun being around racers. You just enjoy it. And the people you brought here tonight, once again, you guys just like being with each other and having fun, right, Bill?
Well, you go back to the Hales Corners days. It was always, you know, friends and family. And at the end of the night, you ended up by the tree. And it's something we all grew up with. And when Hales went away, a lot of that got lost. And I think at certain places now it's coming back a little bit. You get groups that stay together and have fun. It's a whole lot more fun racing that way.
Bill Prietzel, Bill Tandetsky joining us. Bill, you mentioned that you get to race the 602 Outlaw late model. You found a way to peel the body half off it a couple times this year that I've seen. Whose car is that, and how much fun is it?
You know, that 602 car, well, I got a temper I talk about because Bill bought that or traded for it this winter. And I affectionately say if you get a tetanus shot, you can come look at it because that's a really, really old car. And it's probably a very early 90s Port City, if it's that new. But for some reason, the car really works and it really drives well.
Okay.
First time we took it to Slinger, I kind of chuckled because I'm getting comfortable with Slinger. And we
You've only had about 3,000 laps there.
Yeah, well,
give or
probably
take.
Not many.
Yeah.
But we get there, and after the first practice session, I was 0.004 off the guy leading the practice, and that was Dennis Prunty. So I thought that was pretty good. And the car's been good everywhere we've gone. Both with the modified and the 602, I have had absolutely the worst luck year I've ever had. If we don't have a part failure, we get involved in something somebody else is doing. I guess after 50 years, you got to expect that once in a while.
Yeah, you guys have been at it a little while. And Bill Tandetsky, when you go racing, you still enjoy it. But I know Diamond Wheels has been part of your passion for decades as well. What are you guys building these days at Diamond Racing Wheels?
Well, we still do a lot of short track stuff and road race and off-road trucks. It's been a evolution, I guess, with new products and stuff that we're coming out with. So the short track market has been holding steady, but obviously it's a declining market. If you look around this room, there's a lot of gray hair, and that's what's really been the downside of racing in general. But we're seeing younger kids. A lot of tracks are getting involved in some new programs to get some new blood in, and that's what we really need to get get racing back in going instead of video games and things like that. So hats off to like Slinger Speedway and Jefferson Speedway. They do a really, really good job with their mentoring younger people with bandoleros and stuff. So that's really been a real big help to try to get more people involved in racing again.
Bill, what's the smallest class or kind of car that you guys build wheels for at Diamond Wheels here in Milwaukee?
Actually, we build all the wheels for the Kaukauna sport trucks. So that's the smallest thing we do. That's a 10-inch wheel. We go from 10 to 24 inches in diameter. And we do a lot of stuff for not only racing, but for like off-road trucks and stuff like that. So we get into some pretty big stuff as well. We make, like I said, from 10 to 24 inches in diameter, and we go all the way to 20 inches wide. So we make a little bit of everything.
I heard you also are now making wheels for two-wheeled machinery.
Yeah, we spin rims for a lot of motorcycle manufacturers. We don't make the finished wheel, but we manufacture the rims for them. So, like if you buy an Indian with wire wheels, we probably manufactured the rim for that.
Wow. Technology changes. A lot of people want fancy stuff. A lot of people want one spoke. Like, how's a wheel stay up with one spoke? They figure it out.
The wheel manufacturers themselves all design that part. We just manufacture the part where the tire goes on.
Gotcha.
So then they take it from there, and there's cars out there that are wheels for these motorcycles they don't have any spokes in them. It's.
I was going to say, I mean, sometimes there's no spokes, but
Right.
one is an exaggeration. But in reality, you really got to have the ability to make sure whatever they want to put in that center is going to hold, and you got a true wheel.
Well, we've made wheels for Segways. We've made wheels basically for Amish buggies, all kinds of things. I mean, things that you wouldn't even believe that, you get customers that call and that's what they want. So, we deal with a lot of manufacturers and OE type businesses that buy them by the truckload.
Bill Preetzel, have you found yourself in a situation where your teammate says, hey, try this? And you look at the wheel and go, what is that? And it's on your race car.
We've tried a few things, but I don't think we've tried anything that anybody else couldn't get if they wanted to. But I've been a guinea pig this year a little bit with the new car from Tim Bell, trying some stuff. And
We don't let Bill know what's in the car. We just
Is that what it is? So Tim Bell says, hey, don't look at it, just climb in. Leave the wheels on, boys. Don't show them anything.
Yeah, well, he's been very generous to let me drive this car. It's a wonderful piece of equipment. Probably the nicest car I've had since the concrete racing days. And that's not an insult to all the other cars I've driven, but this is a really nice piece.
And you still own and race a lot of your own cars, so you know how quality can be and changing over time and the evolution. You've got a really good piece.
The last new car I had before this was my Mid-Am car, and we built that at Performance Unlimited in the winter of '02. So it's been 20 years almost since I've had a new race car. And Tim's been very generous. The car is very good. The few times this year that we've not had issues at the track, we've either won or finished second. I think there's 4 of those, and every other night this year there's been a wreck or a part failure or whatever. It's just been an absolutely what I would call horrendous year, but I still won 2 features this year, and I really can't complain. It's been a lot of good years, so
yeah.
You're going to get a bad one once in a while.
So we know you guys are racing on Friday night, September 23rd, Dulles Raceway Park. That championship points night as part of the Midwest Championship Showdown Saturday and Sunday. You mentioned the 602, Mr. Tandetsky. Any other racing in your near future this year yet?
Well, we run both Friday and Saturday with the mod.
Okay.
That'll be...
So Saturday's another race.
Correct. It's it's another complete show on Saturday.
Okay.
So if you don't come Friday, you come Saturday. It's a complete start over show. So it's not a 2-day, one money show. It's a single, Friday night's a single show, Saturday night's a single show, Sunday's a single show.
Gotcha. Any other racing after that?
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I know I've got the week after the Dells Mid-Am is at Rockford, and then the following weekend is obviously Lacrosse Oktoberfest, which they have a crate race on Sunday, so modifieds can run, the 602 can run. Right now we'll take something. I'm
Okay.
not sure what, because my modified's got a 602 in it, and so does obviously a 602 late model, so if we got one of them left, we'll probably take that for Sunday at Lacrosse. But with the year I've had, we'll get through this weekend first.
Okay, raise your hand if you went to the Bristol Dirt races last year as a crew member. Raise your hand if you convinced your wife before you got home to buy an engine to go racing at the Bristol Dirt Track this year in a modified. Anyone? Anyone? Oh, it's Bill. How was that?
That was a ball. Going there, I mean, Danny Meck was so friendly and so gracious to let me run Ryan's car from the year he ran the year before, excuse me. And Bill Tandetsky's, first of all, in 2017, we took the pavement modified there and ran on the concrete with the USA Nationals.
Oh, I wasn't aware of that. That's cool.
We ran that 2017 with Bill's modified.
Wow.
Unbelievable how fast that place is when you're not accustomed to those. I mean, Slinger is a great place. It's a wonderful facility, but it doesn't really compare to Bristol as far as the banking and the banking is close to the same, but it's so much bigger. So we ran that in 2017, and then the chance to run the dirt with Ryan Meck or Danny Meck's car, and this spring, it's just a treat. I knew we didn't have a car that could win, but one night I was pretty comfortable, and I started near the rear, and I passed about 10 cars, and maybe I shouldn't say it, but it felt pretty good driving that $3,500 piece of junk we were driving and passing them $50,000 modified. So we felt pretty good that night.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you finished 13th in the points. I mean, going into the last night, Bill was 13th in points, so he well made the show, even though all the 28 cars started. But
a lot of guys didn't have a night like that, didn't have a week like that.
Didn't have a week
They
like
went
that.
through their car the first time they hit the racetrack and said, see ya on a Tuesday.
Well, we were lucky enough that we finished every night, didn't get a lot of damage. We had trouble practice night, but we ran the other 3 nights, finished all 3, and just ended up, we were 13th in points going into the final race, and I thought that was pretty good.
That is really good. Any sponsors or folks you guys would like to recognize to help you continue racing in your 5th, now 6th decade for Bill?
Well, Diamond Wheels, obviously, because he supports all the cars I drive, and depending on which car I'm in, I got to thank Georgia Motor Masters. Tim's motor person is Ray Yeager at Power Source, so we got to recognize him. And Weir's Machine helps us out. Bailings obviously help everybody. I mean, they've been great to us for 30, 40 years, at least. Bill, go ahead.
yeah, we got Maverick Undercar Performance, that Tim's company. They supply us with all our ball joints and under suspension parts. We have quality framing, and we have
GB Restoration. Yep.
There we go. Yeah, brain dead here. Yes, thank you, Gary. So I got to go look at my race car. I'm getting old.
We need to roll them in like we used to at Springdale Inn.
You
Bring
those. LD's Barbecue supplies us with great food every race night, so they do a wonderful job. So
you should remember all of it, Bill. You're just a youngster. I'm the one that should forget.
I know. I've been on my head too many times.
How about the people here that are giving you filling in the blank answers?
Well, they're all my crew. I got to think my crew chief, Gary Budzini's been with me almost 40 years. Been with me longer than any wife or girlfriend. So
wow.
Takes good care of me, makes sure that the cars are all good. And got to thank my fiance, Terry, and Mike Budzine and Sue Budzine. They've been with us from the beginning. Mike's been with us since day 0. So and of course Jan Prietzel, she puts up with all of us. We make sure we make her night every time we get together. So that's been the fun, And we've raced. We went to Florida. We went to the Snowball 2 years ago and ran there, and we've had some really good times on the places we've been, and met some really good people, and have had a really I would consider it success for the equipment we bring. We finish every lap, and we might not win every race, but they know we've been there.
And you guys really enjoy doing it together, which I think is really, really nice.
It's been enjoyable. Bill's been fantastic the last 5 years, and I mean, I've been running Bill's wheels for 30 years, so it's not like it's anything new. But the modified deal kind of brought us all together, and I know Jan shakes her head sometimes, but I think she enjoys it a little bit.
Yes, she does. She was
Just a
here
little.
before you were. I said, hey, the crew chief showed up early, Bill. You said, you mean the boss? I should give you a swift kick in the tail as you're unloading the car. The boss.
Well, we always blame her for the spotter, too, because it's always the spotter's fault.
She's the spotter?
Well, for Bill, she is.
Oh, okay.
I have Mike Vogt. He's my spotter, and he's been around for 100 years, so he keeps me out of trouble. And so between the two spotters, they try to keep us both somewhat in line.
Hey, how about a nice hand for the Twin Bills? Bill Tendetsky, Bill Prietzel. It's been a treasure having you guys on. I said treasure, not pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a
Thanks,
treasure
Jim.
to have you guys on over the years, and it's been fun having you come out with the cars, too. We really appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Jim. Thanks a whole lot.
Make
Fun
sure you
being
sign
here.
our Bob Trado sign right at backdrop. Bill's wife, Jan, said, I think the first time they were on the Racing Roundup show, they were in the studio. We've not been in the studio since 1986. So thank you for your long-standing involvement here on the Racing Roundup show. We're coming right back with some more guests. We've got a very nice, beautiful sprint car sitting outside. It's right over here on the grass. Mark Heiner drives it. It's the IRA Lightning Sprints. He's racing it still to a championship in the IRA Lightning Sprints series. He finished second in points at Wilmot Race. We're talking to Mark, and we also have a chance to talk to Ella Schaefer, who's driving one of those beautiful junior dragsters sitting on the grass right out front here at Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln. Come on down and check out the cars. Check out the racers. We're talking to them next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Interstate Batteries, proud sponsor of the Racing Roundup Show and the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing. Interstate Batteries is the #1 replacement battery in North America. You deserve the best, so get the best. Go to interstatebatteries.com. Go to interstatebatteries.com to find a dealer near you. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. Get yours today. Race on.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club points racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Palicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
The Gravely Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
This is America's longest running weekly motorsports program, held in front of a live audience. Stay up to speed on the Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Thanks for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Once again, here is the trackside voice of the Daytona 500 and NASCAR at the track. You see them on MAV TV's live coverage of the Lucas Oil Chili Bowl and the Arca Menard Series. The host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang, good to see you here on a Tuesday night. We're live inside Danny Lynch's Big Top tent, sitting outside, enjoying the nice weather this evening on a September 13th night. Why not be outside, right? We got a bunch of racers here hanging out, race cars outside as well. I want to tell you our friends at Midwest Truck Series are bringing us this portion of the program. They're in action this Friday, September 16th at Jefferson Speedway as part of the track's Wisconsin State Championships. The Midwest Truck Series is supported by Sassy Cow Dairy and Pathfinder Chassis. Their website is MidwestTruckSeries.com, and they actually have a big race. James Swan has already collected $500 from the Dash for Cash events at the Mile and Dells Raceway Park. Pit Crew Barbecue is going to also give out some more cash after this Friday's race. The team has to run 78% of the races, but eligible drivers at Jefferson, they can run for the Pit Crew Barbecue Dash for Cash. Learn more at pitcrewbbqsauce.com. They're going to be at Oktoberfest as well, and they sold out well before the races on Sunday. So a lot of fun things going involved with Pit Barbecue as well. Make that Pit Crew Barbecue. I love their sauces. I love their food. I really do. This portion of the show is also brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Brad Miller is Wisconsin's only Icon dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on their Facebook page, BMRE Electric Carts Company. BMRE Electric Carts Company is where you can find them on Facebook. Right now we welcome in another short track racer. His karting roots bring him here via the Wisconsin Mini Sprints, now called the IRA Lightning Sprints. Let's welcome in Mark Heinert. Mark, welcome to the show. Thanks for bringing the car down.
Thanks so much, Jim. It's great to be here. Appreciate the invite.
Give us some carbon dating on the last time you were on the show. What were you doing then, and what year was that?
Oh, it's been at least 12 years since I was on the show last, and I was racing go-karts with the Badger Kart Club. Obviously good to see some karters here tonight.
Yeah.
It's a great club. Enjoyed it a lot. Did that for 12 years and then moved up.
What kind of karting did you race before you said, I want to go dirt track oval racing?
So I started in the can class and worked my way up to that, and then did the pipe class, and then moved up to shifters. And
shifter carts, by the way, are no small business. That's big time. Speeds, shifting, it's all at Dousman. It's got to be incredibly fast.
It's really fast at Dousman, and I think it's like 26 times you shift per lap. So back in those days, ran with Josh Balicki. I know I just heard his name. So Josh and his dad ran with me back in those days and had a lot of fun.
And then you said, I want to go sprint car racing on the dirt. That was a big transition for you.
Yeah, so I had been around dirt track racing pretty much my early years. Grew up right down the road from Hales Corners Speedway, so it was good to see some of those guys here. And so I wanted to do dirt track and never knew if I could afford it or not. And then I was at a karting banquet, and Ron Branham, who's a longtime IRA Lightning Sprint driver, he offered to have me come drive his car in the spring and said, hey, why don't you try this? It's actually a little bit more inexpensive than the shifter kart stuff I was doing. So that's how I got into it, is Ron offered me to come drive his car. And then later that winter, he called me up, and they were selling Jessica's car. And so my first mini sprint was Jessica's car.
And what kind of success have you had here, Mark? We talked about this season being second in points at Wilmot and running now third in points in the series. But a lot goes into that. What kind of successes have you had in the IRA Lightning Sprints in the last couple of years?
Yeah, so we've been pretty good in the IRA Lightning Sprints. I've got 3 track championships down at Wilmot. So been good there. We've been second a number of years. Third. I think the worst we've ever done in my whole career at Wilmot is probably 4th or 5th. So.
And what's different about this season? You mentioned to me before the show you had a different plan in place with somebody helping pay some of those tire bills.
Yeah, so this year I was all ready to run my own car like I've done for many years. And then I got offered to drive for Larry New, and he's got Dream Chaser Racing. And so I am the second car for Larry this year. So it's been really fun to drive a different car, a little bit different horsepower than what I had in my car. And so it's nice to have him paying the bills as well. Obviously, that's a huge plus.
With as much as you know about your car, keep in mind, a lot of racers here work on their own stuff all the time. You still have your own car. But when you race with Larry's car, how different was it? The whole mindset had to be different.
Yeah, Larry's car is quite a bit different than mine. A lot of the setups that we did on my car didn't really work on Larry's car. So my crew chief, Chris Hogstad, who's a midget racer from back in the 90s, he went to work on it, and we figured out a bunch of stuff, spent some time on the scales, spent quite a few nights just in the garage with it, and we figured out some really cool things. So,
talk with Mark Heinert. Here's racing this weekend, right?
Not this weekend. We're running that Plymouth Showdown.
Yeah. Sorry. Where are you racing and when?
So we're racing at Plymouth coming up in a couple of weeks. Our last race was 2 weekends ago. We were up at 141 with the IRA regular big sprint cars, and luckily we won that race. So it was a good weekend.
141. You won a couple times there, you're telling me.
Yeah, so we swept 141 this year. Chris, my crew chiefs, really got a great setup there. This last time we were checked out, and it was just a lot of fun. Probably one of the more fun cars I've had in my whole 24 years of racing. So
I like the idea that you guys are racing on Wisconsin Sprint Car Championship night at Plymouth Dirt Track. It's a Saturday night, 2 Saturdays from now, September 24th, if I have the date right?
That is correct. Yep.
Racing at Plymouth. That's an IRA bumper-to-bumper IRA Sprint Cars finale. The finale for the Wisconsin Wingless Sprints. Your last race of the year for that series. Any other sprint cars racing that you're aware of? I don't know if there are or not. That's enough for me.
Yeah, I think that's it. It's a lot of sprint cars. Generally, that time of the year gets a little cold too, so that generally goes pretty late at night, and so it's a good night of racing if you like open wheel racing.
Mark, what kind of sponsorship do you have on this car and with your team all season, and who's helping you this year?
Sure. So a lot of my sponsors came along with me over to Larry's car. So Lynch Truck Center's been with me my whole career.
Wow.
They've been a huge sponsor of mine. Sunshine Cleaning, Frito and Gorman Financial, Mesa Medical Supply. So we've got some great sponsors that have really helped us out over all the years.
And the off-season is almost here. You going to race anywhere else, get things taken apart, put back together? What are you thinking?
We're going to try to do Hobstead, Indiana in a couple weeks in October here. So I've never been down there, but Larry wants to take his car down there. So that'll be fun to go try something different.
I see you brought your dad here tonight. Is he their main crew guy? Anybody else helping you?
So my dad's been with me, obviously, all 24 years. Him and I, he wouldn't miss a race. He's just great to have around. It's been a lot of great memories through go-karting and, through mini sprints. Wouldn't do it any other way than with him. So he's been a huge part of that. My mom, my wife, my 2 kids, they're all really into it as well. So without them, this would have stopped many years ago. It's been a great dream that started, 24 years ago, and I would have never thought it would have gone this far, but it's been great.
We're glad you're here. We're glad you got time to spend some time talking about your sponsors and the people that help you and getting racing highlighted. That's what we do every week on the show. We want to make sure that people like Mark get a chance to say, hey, we've got some cool things going on. Come see us race. They'll be part of that big race on Saturday, September 24th at Plymouth, the Sprint Car Championships, Wisconsin Sprint Car Championships. That's kind of neat that you guys get to race with those other guys. I'm sure they take an interest in what you have going as well.
Yeah, no, that's always a really good race just because there's so many race cars there. And we only run Plymouth once a year generally, so that's going to be our first time there this year. It's a track that's been good to me a number of times, and then it's been heartbreak a couple times. I've lost a couple championships there on the last night with stupid stuff. I had a couple dollar ignition switch that went out a couple years ago. That's probably been the most heartbreak that I had there. But
it's been fun sharing with you, and we're a little bit of that lucky charm that goes with you. So when you're on the show, hopefully really good things happen, and we take all the credit. But, you got it ready. You got it figured out. It's got a couple weeks to turn the wrenches on the car. How do I say it for Mark Heinert joining us here tonight on the show? Thank you, Mark.
Thanks so much, Jim. Appreciate it.
You and your dad coming down, bringing the car down, and we wish you the best in chasing that. Is it third in points, or going to be second in points by the end of the night if you win that thing?
Chasing second, and we have a really good shot. I think we're 8 points out. So
all right.
If things keep going like they have, we should hopefully get it. So
check out the double nickel at the Wisconsin Sprint Car Championships and that IRA Lightning Sprints at Plymouth. Looking forward to having you join us there. We got a lot to talk about. Next week, we have the IRA president, Steve Sinclair, and a couple of racers on talking about that. Next week on this show, we still have more to come on this week's show. Stick around. We're live at Danny Lynch's at a D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow. We're at the corner of Lincoln and Highway 100. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We got some stuff to talk about yet on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's Escorted NASCAR Racing Tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307. Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
Paulie's Pub and Eatery at 81st Street and Greenfield Avenue serves up Milwaukee's best pizza, outstanding wings, and a great pub menu. Paulie's Kitchen is open late every night with great nightly specials. Paulie's has a shuttle bus to all Brewers games. Party on the patio this summer with Paulie. Paulie's has 18 flat-screen TVs to catch all of your favorite sports. Stay up to speed and download Paulie's mobile app and receive a free 22-ounce tap beer. Paulie'sPubandEatery.com. Have you partied with Paulie?
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need three things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
We're back on the Racing Roundup show. For 38 years, your home for all things motorsports. Next Tuesday, we're at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. Come out and join the racing crowd. Again, we have a special show this Friday at Road America at 6 o'clock. It's on our website. It's on Facebook. We're at Road America thanks to D&H Sales and Service and Sheboygan's Power Center and by Lamer's Driving Experience for Charity, which happens next Wednesday, September 21st at Road America. That information's on our website and Facebook page as well. We're live Friday at 6 inside Brad Dahmer's garage area inside Turn 14 during the Aaron's Art on Wheels Vintage Weekend this Friday. Next week, Tuesday, okay, I'm getting to it. He's saying, what's going on Tuesday? I got it. We got dogs in the house outside here. Why not? Next Tuesday, we're live at Paulie's Pub and Eatery. We'll preview the Wisconsin Sprint Car Championship some more with IRA President Steve Sinclair. Wing Sprint Car racer Lance Fossbender will join us. We'll welcome ARCA Midwest Tour racer Austin Nason next week to help us promote what he's doing at Oktoberfest weekend, racing for another championship in the ARCA Midwest Tour, and that'll all be part of the fun next week, Tuesday. So make sure you stick around and join us for that. We also want to tell you that we want to thank our friends and family at Schlafer Auto Body in Lannon. They cover all things you need for your car, your truck, your fleet of trucks, your motorhome. They do great work. They have 4 generations of racers since 1974 doing all auto body repair on everything you own, and they work with every insurance company. Search Schlafer Auto Body on Facebook to get in touch with this family of racers and to check out the latest award-winning classic car restoration projects they have going on all the time. We talked to Danny last week about that as well. We mentioned the cool cars sitting out front. We also want to bring in another racer that has been around racing for quite a while. She's been sponsored by Lynch's for a number of years. Let's welcome in Ella Schaefer. Ella, welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. You've got quite a following here.
Yes.
Tell us what you race and what you got sitting out here in front of Lynch's on the lawn.
I race a junior dragster. The engine is a 3.5 Rhino, and I am sponsored by Lynch's.
How fast do you get to go in your car?
I run a 790 dial going 82 miles per hour.
82. And your sister's car is sitting next to yours.
Yes.
What does that go?
She runs fastest about 10.9 flat, so top out 60.
So you've been at this a little while longer. You get the faster car. Is
Yes.
that how the deal works?
Yes.
How long have you been sponsored by Lynch's?
4 years, since 2018.
That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
You didn't probably go that fast when you first started, though, I'm
No.
guessing. Where do you race?
Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove.
And how many times more do you have left on your schedule to race?
We are done with the season.
You are?
Yes.
The car looks nice and shiny. Looks like brand new.
Yeah.
How'd you do this year in points?
I don't really know. I don't really
All right.
remember.
Do you guys have rain, too? Kind of affected the season like a lot of other racetracks?
Yeah, not
Yeah.
really.
Okay. When you get to go racing, what do you enjoy most about it?
Just going down the track, spending time with my family, just communication-wise.
And then when you go back to school and you have friends that didn't know you raced, when you walk down the hall, they're like, dude, you race a junior dragster? You go 82 miles an hour? What's been the reaction with friends that didn't know you raced that you get to see every now and then and kind of, brag and show off a little bit?
It's kind of new to them.
Yeah.
It's different that they know someone that actually races and they can come and talk to me about any mechanical.
Does that help you at all with,
Yeah.
classes and
Yeah.
hanging out?
Mhm.
So when you and your sister go racing, who does more of the work on the cars? You or your sister, or maybe your dad?
Me and my dad. Well, it's a group effort.
Okay. Who would you like to thank for being part of this wonderful affair with bringing the cars down, being on the show? Who sponsors your junior dragster?
Lynch's, Car Show Ron, and MJD's, and I would like to thank my dad and my family.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But not a lot, right? It's kind of fun you get to do it as a family.
Yes.
Ella, thanks for joining us on the show. I want to stand for Ella Shea for joining us here for a few minutes. Getting ready for next season already. Junior dragster. Beautiful car. Yeah, and sponsored by Lynch's. And I want to thank you and your dad for bringing the car down. I was here before I got here this afternoon. So good to see the Schaefers racing here with Lynch's on the side of their junior dragsters. Another great sponsorship and supporter of racing. Danny Lynch's Bar, where we're hanging out for a few more minutes. Right now, we're going to go in the groove with Bill Holland. He was at a racetrack in central Wisconsin this past weekend, and he has this report to file on this week's Racing Roundup Show.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Golden Sand Speedway on an absolutely gorgeous Labor Day afternoon. The Tundra Super Late Models are here. It's their traditional Labor Day event. It always promises to be exciting action on the High Bank Power Playground. Top contenders include Tundra Series point leader and two-time Golden Sands champion Justin Mondyke, defending Tundra champ Riley Stenjum. Lake Geneva's Jordan DeVoy won this race a year ago. He's looking to go back-to-back.
Yeah, there's a little pressure there, but I think if we get the car right, I think we can get close. We're struggling right now.
Wyatt Brooks in the 25 leads the Super Late Model points here at Golden Sands. He's a past track champion looking for the win that so far has gotten away.
I've been close. I've been in the lead. I've broken the lead, I should say, with half a track lead. That happened twice. I've finished second once. So it's like my Achilles heel. So hopefully this year will be the year where it all comes together.
In the Redline Speed Sports 711 car, Mosinese Alex Volm is making his Tundra debut. A past champion in pure stocks, Volm is making a big step today.
It's crazy. I mean, it took some getting used to, but I put a lot of laps down in practice, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, it was a big difference from the pure stock. I could describe it, the pure stock almost feels like you're driving a boat. You know, this thing, it's like a go-kart.
In qualifying, it's Travis Volm setting fast time at the Power Playground.
Now we're right there with these guys, the boys, Jackson and Beal and Mondyke and them. It feels good to be competitive with these guys and, and get a fast time in Tundra. I mean, that's something to be said, and hopefully we can do something with it.
We'll get things started with the fast dash. Fox Valley driver Jordan Thiel in the 2 and 14-year-old Kendrick Cryer in the 66 up front. Raisin Bennett in the 9, Colin Reffner's 87 in the second row. Jordan Thiel's another driver who's a real threat to win today. But watch Cryer, another driver making his Tundra debut. His grandfather, Ray Cryer, his father, Frank, and his mother, Michelle, all have laps here at Golden Sands. Kendrick Cryer takes the win on a big day for this young driver.
Qualifying fourth, a lot of fast guys. They got to come from a big invert, but I think it'll be pretty fun. That'll be the longest race I've done. I think the second longest was 60, so 75, I mean, should be all right.
Our first heat has the Brock star, Brock Heinrich in the 52, and the veteran Terry Schoppenhorst in the 12, bringing the field to the green. Heinrich, the former Tundra Rookie of the Year, leads, but John Beal in the 5 car is on the move and makes the pass. Beal's teamed with 3-time Tundra Series champion Dalton Zaire, and this combination is winning a lot of races. John Beal first to the checkers.
Combined in the last 4 years, we've won 81 times between qualifying, heat races, features, championships. We race a lot. It's our third race of the weekend. So we get out there a lot. We race a lot.
Heat 2 has Mark Mackesy in the 12 and Tundra champ Riley Stenjum up front. Mackesy, the 4-time State Park Speedway champion, has a lot of laps here at Golden Sands. He takes the early lead, ahead of Stenjum in the 77 with defending race champion Jordan DeVoy in 3rd. Mackesy has the field covered in this one. He'll wheel the copper-colored 12 car to the win.
We're gaining on it with the race car. We've been struggling with it all year, so I think we're going in the right direction finally.
The Wisconsin International Raceway quarter-mile late models are here for twin features, racing with the 602 Outlaws. In the first 20-lapper, the Outlaws are coming to the front. Jason Stark in the 81 making his move to take the lead. Tom Carlson right behind in the 51 Outlaw. Stark dominated in pure stocks here a couple of years ago and wheels the 81 to the checkers in our first feature. In the second combo feature, Tim Bauman in the 6 car on the pole as we go green. Bauman leads early, but here comes Alex Hartwig in the 901 Outlaw, and Tom Carlson once again in the 51. Alex Hartwig is 14 years old. Earlier today, he finished second in a Bandolero feature. Right now, he's going for the win, holding off one of the top Outlaw late model drivers around. Alex Hartwig with the win ahead of Tom Carlson in second.
Running a big car is a lot of fun. I mean, I have a 4-corner suspension and a lot more power than Mando. It's a lot more smoother ride, a lot tougher competition. Really enjoy racing guys like Carlson and Prunty in the Touring Series, lots of different tracks. Really allows you to learn a lot and, just have a really good year, a fun year.
Tundra main event has Braden Berge in the 28 on the pole and the veteran Mark Mackesy on the outside as the field takes the green for the first of 75 laps. Mackesy's a 4-time champion at State Park Speedway and a past Tundra winner here at Golden Sands. He leads Berge, Riley Stensham in the 77, and a very fast field giving chase. And trouble in turn 2. The caution is out. Both Berge and Mackesy go to the back. Back to green with Riley Stensham and Perry Schoppenhorst leading the way. It's the champ out front. Riley Stensham in the 77 leading Brock Heinrich in the 52 and Golden Sands Championship point leader Wyatt Brooks now third in the 25 car. We're under caution again. Jesse Oudenhoven in the 1, the former Red, White, and Blue Series champion involved. Stensham sets the pace. He's looking for a win in his quest for a second straight Tundra championship. And John Beal is coming through the field, now up to second ahead of Brock Heinrich. Trouble for Wyatt Brooks, the 25 car to the pits. And a new leader, John Beal making the pass for the lead. Stensham back to second. Jordan DeVoy was not fast in qualifying, but the defending race champion is up to fourth in the 38. Back in the pack, Tundra point leader Justin Mondyke battling with Jordan Thiel in the 2, Brayson Bennett in the 9, Darren Jackson in the white and orange 2 car. Up front, Beal leads DeVoy with Brock Heinrich in third. And we have trouble on the backstretch. Tundra rookie Cole Goralski in the 56 and Steve Litchfield's 32 car involved. And there's damage to both of those race cars. Back to green with 10 laps to go. John Beal's led a lot of laps, but Jordan DeVoy has made his way to the front. Beal and DeVoy side by side as the laps wind down. John Beal's had a lot of success here at Golden Sands Speedway with back-to-back wins in the Dick Trickle Memorial 99. DeVoy won the last 2 Tundra races last year. He's getting it done on the high side. DeVoy off the backstretch. He saves it coming to the white flag. We're on the last lap. DeVoy gets to the bumper of the 5 car. Jordan DeVoy makes his move for a last lap pass. He has come through the field to take the lead and go back-to-back in the Tundra Super Late Models at Golden Sands Speedway.
Apparently didn't have the best short run car, but over the longer part of a run, we could get it done. So when he was, I give him respect for giving me the outside and give me room to get out there. And then things got a little tight and kind of got knocked off the track and kind of tried to put myself back in the position to do it.
Jordan DeVoy becomes the first repeat winner in the decade-long history of Tundra Super Late Models at Golden Sands Speedway. And keep in mind, he started this race 15th. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes our program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland, from Plover, Wisconsin, to your device. Watch the show anytime you like on our website, racingroundupshow.com. Hey, this Friday, another reminder, September 16th, join us at Road America at 6 p.m. Central Time for our final D'Angelo's Construction Roadshow of the season, presented by D&H Sales and Service in Sheboygan, as well as Lamer's Driving Experience for Charity. Find out more on our website or our Facebook page. We'll be live in Brad Dahmer's garage space down in Turn 14 this Friday at 6 p.m. at Road America during the Aaron's Art on Wheels weekend at Road America. It's a big vintage collection. It's going to be a lot of fun. Brad's got a GT1 car. His wife, Julie, races a Miata. There's a bunch of friends that are hanging out with him as well. It's a great time. Join the racing crowd this Friday for a special show. Next week on our program, as you mentioned, we'll be back at Pauly's Pub and Eatery on September 20th. We'll preview the Wisconsin Sprint Car Championship. We'll talk to Lance Fossbender. We're also going to have a huge Oktoberfest weekend preview with Midwest Tour racer Austin Nason and more. Stick around or follow us on our website, racingroundupshow.com, on socials, The Racing Roundup Show on Facebook, at Racing Roundup on Twitter and Instagram. And you can also visit our website, racingroundupshow.com, to see any of our programs in archive mode. Just click on the live button, click on archives, and watch the show as you please. We look forward to seeing you at one of our shows. We only have 2 remaining in 2022 in our 38th season. We could not do this program without our special show crew. They're special indeed because they put up with me every week, and we have a great time doing it. Thank you, Dave Schmalzer, Matt Rapina, Greg Lapine, Sam Trado, Dean Strom, Mark Goodman, Sherry Prock, Bruce Blodgett, and a special thanks to Faye Hendricks. She's been here every week, handing out the slips to do the giveaways after. So thank you, Faye, for all you're doing helping us. Thank you, Ray Linkson, as well, for all of her involvement in the past as well. We really thank you for being here. How about I say for Lynch's? Danny Lynch is at the corner of Lincoln Highway 100. Thank you. Thanks to all the racers that came tonight, brought their race cars, brought their friends and family. We appreciate you. Support your local racing, set your DVRs, and have at it. We'll see you this Friday and Tuesday for another edition of the Racing Roundup Show. Thanks to the Elders of Instruction. We're on the road at Road America Friday, at Paulie's on Tuesday night. We'll see you then.
Thank you for joining us for the Racing Roundup Show. Like our show on Facebook, contact us via our website, racingroundupshow.com, and interact with us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, support your local racetrack, set your DVR, and have at it, racers.